Welcome to an Act 4 media review. My name is Gabe, and I'm joined again with Brother Auggie, a.k.a.
Mochi.
Flores Gump.
Mochi Gome.
/ Mochi Gome. He's a man of many names. We just saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Mutant Mayhem, huh?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
But before we get into it, we appreciate any support, so definitely like, subscribe, share, do all those things. Hit that bell as hard as you can.
Still no Patreon.
Still no Patreon. Not until we get to 1,000 subscribers. I promise my brother here. So help us get to 1,000. But actually, first get us to 75. That is still the goal. We're 10 away, baby. Subscribers, yeah. I mean, if you count the Spotify people, we're there already. But anyway, wasting no more time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. My brother, what did you think? Spoiler free, by the way. Spoiler free. Then we'll get into spoilers. We'll let you guys know when.
Quick spoiler free.
Quick spoiler free. Yeah, we'll do like 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe.
I liked it. Like I like the art style.
Art style was great.
I suggested it.
Yeah, you did suggest this movie, and that's the whole reason why we're doing this.
And like I said in the theater, it's pretty much their homecoming.
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
I was gonna go in detail about it already, but. No.
No spoilers.
It's pretty much their homecoming. I could say that they're young turtles.
Yeah. You can give away like vague details, like what the story's actually about, but not spoilers. That's all you got. You're fighting so hard not to spoil this.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything to spoil it. But,
all right. Any negatives?
Probably that there's no soundtrack.
I mean, like a score, you mean?
No, there's a score, but that there's no soundtrack because of the music that's in there.
Do you mean like there's not a soundtrack in the movie, or like there's not
that you can get outside of it?
Oh, okay.
That's the only
like
thing.
On Spotify.
Yeah.
Is there not?
I mean, I looked real quick on Apple Music, but
yeah, it's just a bunch of licensed music anyway. Like It's not like it has original music. It has a bunch of older hip hop, like 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
Some newer songs too.
Yeah, I don't know what time it is in either. Like. Because they heard newer songs. Oh, yeah. It's modern time because they heard Drake.
Oh, yeah. Drake. They're talking. You see, like, you can talk about that. Yeah. That's okay.
I guess you could say it's kind of in our world, right?
I guess so.
In our universe. More relatable than the old Turtles.
Exactly. And that's one of my positives, too, is like how the teenagers, like, they felt like modern teenagers.
Yeah,
they talk about, they talk about Drake. They even... One of them has their Riz questioned. Like, oh, you don't got a Riz. And, like, it's funny when you hear that because it's kind of cheesy, but they're 15 years old in this movie.
Yeah.
So, and they actually did feel like teenagers as opposed to some iterations.
Even almost the size of teenagers because you can say the bad guys look way bigger than them.
Yeah, I saw some people complaining about how they look too young.
Yeah.
I think they just forgot how young teenagers look, like actual teenagers. They're like babies.
That's what I was saying. Like, it's like their homecoming, basically. Like, Spider-Man, we didn't even see him swing really in the first one, right?
So you mean like it's like the origin. Like, it is like the first time they get into a fight and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, from fight to everything. Like, literally actually go out into the world.
Well, it sounds like you didn't have a real negative with the movie itself. Like, your negative was the soundtrack. The lack of soundtrack.
Yeah,
but
just stupid stuff.
Like little nitpicks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, out of 10?
Because, another thing I said in the movie, they had so many different art styles, like Spider-Verse and shit. Like,
you thought so?
They had their regular one, and then they had the paper drawn one, like when they were just going through like high school, what they imagined high school like.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
And then they had two different art styles, like two more art styles. Like, they changed it.
I didn't think they had different art styles.
Not art styles, but like, you know how in Spider-Verse those
are definitely different art styles.
Okay.
Yeah, in like Spider-Verse, like you could like one of them's water brush, you know. And now this one, it kind of did look like Spider-Verse, but it does have like a painted look to it.
Yeah.
Like it does look like it's painted instead of a comic book.
Yeah. Well, that's why like it had their regular painted one, and then it did like a drawn, like I said, like a drawn one.
I didn't notice that.
And then, and then they did like 2 other ones, like when Superfly, his origin.
Superfly. You see, like that. What do you think about the villain?
I freaking loved the villain. I was like,
we don't got to get into details.
Yeah, I already knew it was gonna be him from when we saw him, but I didn't think it was gonna be like.
You could say I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge. I just didn't know that the villain is Ice Cube. Ice Cube voicing the villain in this very like hip hop eccentric, it's a very hip hop centric movie. It has like a very hip hop centric element to it. Not like the whole movie
Brooklyn,
is,
right?
But are they?
I know they're in New York, but I think they're in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't know specifically where. Whenever I'm in a movie and they say New York, I'm just like, yep, it's all New York. I don't know if it's Queens.
I love the freaking Pizza Hut sponsorship.
What did it say? Pizza Hut?
On the Michael Bay one, like I said, they had the Pizza Hut special and they cut it into 4 slices.
So you have seen the Michael Bay one?
No, but I've seen the Michael Bay promo for the Pizza Hut.
Okay. All right.
I
so
haven't seen
out of 10, and then I'll give my thoughts. We'll go into spoilers.
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
No 0.5s or 0.5s?
No 0.5s, 1 through 10. You see, that's my thing with the 20-point system, because that's what the 0.5s are.
8.
An 8.
I want to give it 7.5, but I'll give it 8.
Okay.
It feels disrespectful to give it a 7.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
But really a 7.5. I know I'm not supposed to, but 8.
No. You start your own channel and go 7.5. You round it up. You went to 8, so that's what it is.
Yeah, I had to.
All right. So I really like this movie too. As I mentioned, I love the teenagers. I love how they are teenagers. Pause. I love the teenagers.
You already know I love the teenagers.
We're keeping that in there. We're going to soundbite it too. I love the fact that they are actually teenagers, and how modern it does feel. And again, like those moments were kind of cringy, kind of cheesy, but I'm not a teenager anymore.
It seems like there were 2 that were younger than the others. It seems
like in spirit, sure, but I'm pretty sure they're all the same age.
Michelangelo and
Donnie,
they were definitely the younger ones, and I think Donnie was the young. No. Donnie's the one with glasses, huh?
Yeah, purple one,
so
smart one.
Michelangelo was the youngest one for sure.
I mean, he was tinier.
Which is why he was saying more stuff that was like he would say more hip stuff and like
very hip,
like shit like that.
Yeah.
More in shit, he would say it. He would do the more dances and shit. And then it seemed like Leonardo was the oldest, and it seemed like the Raphael was probably the middle one or something. He was just strong. He was just the biggest one.
He was the muscle. And that's another thing that I really liked is how they all look different.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done that with any other iterations besides what they're wearing. Like they actually look different. Some are different colors. Some are shorter, bigger.
And I don't know if they do it in the old one, but they have a belt now with their letter. So I was like,
I think that's a new thing, a new addition.
That shit helped me because I didn't really know which one was which
right. Yeah, because we're not the biggest Turtles fans. Yeah. Like I know them. I know their names. I know their weapons. Like everybody knows the Turtles. But
I didn't watch the old one.
I saw it growing up.
I mean, the cartoon and shit.
Yeah, cartoon. Never seen the cartoon.
I've seen them around.
I've seen those Ninja
you know what
Turtles.
They are? No, I'm not even gonna say it. I was gonna say they're like the Powerpuff Girls. Like I never really seen the Powerpuff Girls.
I've seen the Powerpuff Girls.
Not to the real Powerpuff Girl fans. Don't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't piss them off.
All right,
we've seen a few.
All right, back to quick thoughts because I kind of do want to go into spoilers. So really liked it. I really liked that. All the turtles together. It's not like they all individually had their own arcs. Like it was very simple. All 4 turtles and what's her name?
Damn, I forgot her name.
Why am I forgetting her name? See, we're not big Turtles fans. It's gonna hit anyway. Like all 5 of the teenagers, if we're including her.
The teenagers.
All 5 of them. Yeah, they have the same arc. They just want to be accepted. That's it. And one of them. Which is I feel so bad. I don't know her name. What?
Puke Girl.
Puke Girl? Oh yeah, her name is Puke Girl in this. I have the IMDb over here. I should be using it instead of looking at wrestling over here.
SummerSlam.
Hashtag
SummerSlam.
Anyway, I like how they all have the same arc. They just want to be accepted. And there's a scene with the turtles. I won't get into spoilers, but just there's a scene with the turtles that's kind of emotional. I think that's the only time where I was just like damn. And we'll get more into that with spoilers, but it's like the start of their arc.
Yeah.
And just with that look that they had, I was like, I'm in. Let's do this, guys. I wasn't expecting this movie to have as much action as it did, and then when it did, it had like hip hop songs behind it, and we love hip hop, and it worked perfectly. They use no diggity in a way that I've never seen and thought that it could be used.
That's probably the best shot, I would say. It is. Well, I can talk about spoilers now, right?
No, we're not there yet. We'll get there right now. So I really like the characters. I love the arc that they have. It's very simple, but it's very rewarding by the time we get to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it does set up some stuff for sequels, obviously. It's a Ninja Turtles movie. But yeah, I want to keep it there because I feel like I'm going to spoil something. Yeah. So overall, see, I was between a 7 and 8. I'm going back and forth between a 7 and 8.
I had to leap to 8.
I'm just gonna go with my heart because as I was explaining this, this story yesterday to Jets, because me and you went Jets to my girlfriend. I was explaining it to her, and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going 8, so I'm gonna leave it there. 8.
The CB's news. Oh, I don't.
I was gonna. I
like turtles.
Hey, I forgot we just added that. We give it 8 turtles.
He likes turtles.
I like. Oh, you see, it's not one of those. Anyway,
we'll just leave it.
Once again, that was a spoiler-free section. If you were just here for that, like, comment, all the stuff. You already know. Now we're going into spoilers, full spoilers. And I think we both want to talk about the no diggity scene. So let's just get right into it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that's the best scene in the whole movie when it's just a montage of them breaking into, or actually being
It's the start Turtles. Of the second act. Like, the look that I was talking about earlier, like, I really like that scene because they go to the drive-in and like they're looking at all the teenagers and they're all happy and it's like damn, like we want that, we want to be accepted. So then Leo's the one that's like, all right guys, like time to go home, and then they all like land, they all jump off the roof but to the sewer and they all land, and like at the same time all 4 of them look back like they just want to be there, you know. And I was just like, oh shit, I'm in, let's do this. But yeah, right after that they meet April. Woo, it's April O'Neil. Got one.
I like turtles.
I like April. But yeah, right after that, they start the second act, which is their journey. They meet April at the end of the first act. They go into the second act, and now it's a montage of them like beating up like all like the crime. I'm not gonna say crime bosses, but just they're beating up everybody, going into warehouses, going into like stores and everything. Like they're beating up all these mob dudes because they're trying to get to the bottom of like this big. What would you call it? This big like crime guy that his name is Superfly. And we're already in the spoiler section, so so they're trying to get to Superfly. They don't know he's actually a fly though, a mutant fly. So they're trying to help April get there so April could break the story. They can save the day, and everybody's gonna be accepted because April puked. And everybody calls her Puke Girl. But yeah, so we get into the scene, the no diggity scene. Take it from there. What do you want to say about it? I set it up for you.
Yeah, and it's pretty much just a montage of them actually becoming the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
or actually becoming Ninja Turtles, because when they first start, they're all they did was watch movies, and
they're really good at kung fu, but they've never been in a real fight. They only get groceries.
In a real fight. They've only done like stolen groceries, like watched movies from what their dad taught them. Like I don't know how accurate that is to the old movies, but I
don't think it is. I'm pretty sure. Master Splinter is like a kung fu master.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of is in this one too, but he,
but not like he doesn't have like all this training. Like he just trained with them.
Yeah, he just trained with them. So they just watched movies. Oh, that's another thing they did. They put real movie scenes.
Yeah, like Ferris Bueller.
The Ferris Bueller scene. Yeah, they put the real scene from the movie inside the shit. Pretty much like Spider-Verse, like I was saying.
Right.
Like, that's another, I guess, art style.
Yeah, I did.
Like they're just
you did mention
shit.
That. But yeah, that scene is really cool because, well, first, you don't expect no diggity to be an action scene, but like as soon as the beat starts, it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do here? And then it shows, like, it's a montage, so it has them going up, like I think one, like, the elevator door is open. One is, like, a sliding door is open. One, they kick the door in.
Yeah. And it's all 2D, I think. I think it's all shot.
Yeah, it transitions into 2D, but when they're going through all the doors, every time one of them knocks the door down or like, is in the front, it's like Leo's in the front, then Raph is in the front, then Donatello's in the front, like, leading. Turn, So it's the beat starts, and then as soon as, like the lyrics kick in, like you said, it's 2D. It's like a side-scroller.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, they're just whooping everybody's ass. Like, they're finally the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And still, they haven't really fought anybody. No mutants they haven't fought.
Right. Well, they're not even aware there's any mutants.
Yeah, they've just been fighting, I guess, thugs and all that. So, Superfly.
You want to start talking about Superfly?
Yeah.
I knew Ice Cube was in the movie. I didn't know that he was the main bad guy.
Yeah. Well, after finding out, I figured he'd probably be the main bad guy. I didn't know who the main bad guy was going to be, but I'm glad it was Superfly.
He has one big old claw.
Yeah, one claw.
And you mentioned it in the theater.
He's like in the 80s or something. He's like stuck in the 80s almost. His style's like from the 80s. But
like how he talks and everything?
Yeah, he has an afro. He's almost like a pimp. Like,
and the fact that it's a hip-hop heavy movie.
Superfly. It sounds like an 80s movie.
Yeah. And the fact that I mean, the first thing I thought of was Missy Elliott. And they do mention it. They do mention her in this. But I like that Ice Cube was the main villain in this very hip-hop inspired movie.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Like, he didn't sound out of place. I was like, good pick. Good pick. And Seth Rogen's the voice of the Warthog. I don't know if it is Warthog, but I think it is.
I forgot.
Bebop.
I think John Cena is the Rhino.
Rocksteady.
Yeah, I think he's the Rhino. I'm not sure.
Because that one has like a deeper voice. Like, it's voice modulated, so I don't know if it is or not.
My favorite villain, you could say yours after.
Okay.
I would say is the Gecko.
Was he a gecko?
Or the lizard, I don't know.
Whatever, yeah. I'm pretty sure that was Paul Rudd.
Yeah, the skateboarding one.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he was really... I get what you mean by villain. At the end of the day, he wasn't a villain.
Yeah, he switched his sides.
Yeah. Your favorite other mutant, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going that route, I mean, yeah, I definitely liked him the most, but not because he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was Paul Rudd, so I like that. Yeah. It's like him and Mikey are both like the dude bros, and they get along well.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Superfly. He was the villain, and he was my favorite. And he gets all mutated and huge at the end, like Godzilla.
Yeah, he turns into Super Duper Fly.
Super Duper Fly, yeah. That's what he said, like Missy Elliott.
Yeah, like Missy Elliott. But, yeah, he was like the perfect villain for the movie because they pretty much... They couldn't beat him one-on-one, and then when they finally... His mutants switch sides to the Turtles.
Yeah.
They can overpower him.
They're like, yeah, we don't really want to kill people.
Yeah.
they got one over pretty quick.
Yeah, they switched sides, and they pretty much held him down, beat him. And then I like that they added the whole other... Like, you thought it was already over pretty much.
Yeah, I was surprised the whole third act was like this huge action scene. Like, the whole, like, 25-minute action scene.
Yeah, because I thought it was pretty short, right? The movie, it wasn't...
It was like an hour 40, 42, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's short.
So
these days.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was already gonna be over when they stopped the machine.
Me too, and I was a little underwhelmed.
Yeah, because I was like, this shit's already over, and then he turned into Super Duper Fly.
Yeah.
And then pretty much Godzilla.
Yeah, he mutates with all these different creatures, like whoever he's around. Like he's like, I got horses for legs.
Yeah, almost like who he touched too. Because at first he was he was like a whale and like a.
And as he got on land, he started getting legs.
Yeah, he started mutating and
that was a cool design. It was really messed up, but it was a cool design.
And then they're just shocked.
I was a little worried that when it went to the whole Godzilla thing too. At first, I was a little underwhelmed because I was like, "Oh, that was it. We beat him that quick." But then it goes that route. It's like, what are they gonna do? Because it's 4 turtles versus this giant Godzilla thing. I wanted to see 4 turtles with a badass action scene against
like ninja
one.
Shit.
Yeah, but they ended up.
But that's what part 2's for.
Well, now we can talk about it with Shredder. Yeah, we're gonna get some crazy action scenes there, and I'm actually excited. Like again, I'm not a Ninja
I feel
Turtle
like that's
guy.
gonna be more ninja, like because, like I said, this is their homecoming. That's gonna be their like.
Well, there's
Mysterio, like
there's a lot of cool action. I think all the action scenes are cool. There's one really good one, but let me finish the third act first. The way that they ended this movie was so well told because again, it's a simple story, and you can kind of assume it was gonna go this way anyway, but. When the humans team up with the turtles to take down the threat, It was so cool. Like seeing
I
like
thought it was gonna be cheesy at first. Cause I was like,
it's a little cheesy, but that's the point. Like this movie's definitely a little more kid friendly.
It does change because that one taxi guy gets like thrown around a little bit, and then he's like, take this shit. He doesn't want it no more. He's like.
See, as we're talking more about it, I wish I would have said more during the spoiler-free section, because I really did like how brutal this movie was sometimes. Yeah. Like when Super Duper Fly has him in his hands, and he's squishing them. Yeah, and their shells are cracking.
Like a pistachio.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, like it's some type
crack
of nut.
Like a pistachio.
Yeah, and you can see their cracks. Like there's like...
And Superfly has like all the hip-hop lines, especially. Yeah. But of course, Ice Cube's. He has Ice Cube's damn lines. Like
Like what did he say?
6 in the morning?
Yeah, is it 6? I was trying to think of the number. Yeah. 6 in the morning, police knocking at my door. But yeah, going back to like the action scene that I wanted to bring up, I was waiting for Master Splinter to have his time to shine. Yeah. Because they kept showing him, like, he was just a dad in this one. Yeah. He wasn't like Kung Fu Master, like very stoic and everything. He was just a dad that was really worried and overprotective of his kids. It was a different take than what I've seen, and I'm not even a big Turtles fan, like I said. But seeing him going to save his boys, and then he gets squished by the little storage unit. Clearly, he's not dead. Yeah. But the way that they did that scene with the sword, he cuts a little circle out, and then he pops out and he has all 4 of the Turtles' weapons. Like, hell yeah, let's go!
And I forgot what that means, like I said, but there's a reason why each of them have the weapon they have, and then
like in the comic.
Yeah, and I think it's the Last Samurai or something like that.
I think so. It sounds a little too generic, but I think that's what it's called.
That one, it shows he masters all the. I think it's Michelangelo. But
yeah, it's Mikey. Because that's the thing, is like it gets revealed that it's Mikey. I've seen that. I've seen the little short film.
He has a whole new outfit, all black and shit. Like
I think it's black.
It's a badass.
But that's his point. Is like Mikey's like the fun, outgoing one, and now he's like dealing with all this shit. I really want them to do something there.
They have like the YouTube quick comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's
pretty badass.
Like, apparently they're gonna make a Turtles video game. Yeah. And the rumor is that it is going to be about that story. And if it is a video game, that makes sense because you have all 4 weapons.
Like Batman?
Yeah, but imagine having all 4 weapons with like skill trees and all that. That'd be cool. It probably would have worked better as a game than it would a movie. Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, he mastered all of them, and that's a badass scene right
there.
I
wanted him to go further. Like, they gave me like 30 seconds of him using all 4 weapons. I wanted like a minute and a half.
And I like how they broke his leg. He actually broke his shit.
Yeah, and his whole thing with humans.
When they're fighting Super Duper Fly.
Yeah, and then the human comes and he thinks they're coming to not pick on him, but hurt him. To milk. Oh, yeah, that's his one big fear, is getting milked.
They're going to milk you. They're going to catch you, and they're going to milk you.
That was a joke I didn't think was going to pay off. Like, I didn't think it was that funny. But then when he's just like, is that called, like, does that say, like the milk machine on it or something? And you see it.
The Milker 2000 or something like that.
Because that was the one thing that he kept telling them. Was like, if you go out there, the humans are going to milk you. And then they're like, dude, like, what do you, like, we don't even have nipples. That's what they say. And then he does get milked. What did you think about April in this? Do you feel one way or another about her, or she was fine?
Yeah, she was fine.
Yeah, they didn't give her much to do.
Yeah, she didn't she didn't overdo her character.
The best scene with her is when she was throwing up, because it wasn't just like a little throw up. That shit was shooting all over the place. Shot all over. Call her Puke Girl. It was voiced by, I forgot what her name is, but she plays one of the characters in the Bear.
Who plays the Turtles? Like, is
boys.
it anybody?
It's like, I'm pretty sure it's either their first or second project, but it's a bunch of young dudes, young guys,
and
they were boys.
I forgot who or what else I was going to say about
who. I can help you out. Who or what? When, where, why?
Just the movie, because
I can't help you out there.
Like,
it's a lot of movie.
We pretty much said like the main parts.
Well, yeah. We covered like all the action scenes.
Yeah, I don't know if they got their powers like that too, like in the old one. I just know they're just mutant Ninja Turtles.
They do it differently. But for the most part, yeah, they get I think it's called mutagen. It lands on them and lands on a rat.
Yeah, and then
and here we go.
Ninja Turtles
that are teenagers.
Oh no, I was gonna say I was surprised at how much like, I guess you could say they broke the fourth wall, or how much shit they said, like references.
Like in the beginning when when they're explaining the origin of like Master Splinter and taking care of the boys, like it makes perfect sense when you think about it. Or that's kind of like okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but roll with it.
And then even just when they mentioned Drake, Beyonce, the Ferris Bueller thing.
Just the fact they used the word Riz was surprising. I thought that word barely started being used like a month ago. And this movie was made a while ago.
And they mentioned Endgame, which was pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I mean, that was already 2019.
That's still pretty crazy, though, because they're DC. Like,
I don't think they're DC.
Aren't they? They were Batman and shit.
I mean, there's been crossovers. I mean, even Marvel and DC have crossed over.
They're just cool. They're just cool
I don't know who owns them, but I don't think it's DC.
They're in the game.
But they are very inspired by, like, not inspired by, but they always do mention Batman. Because I was even watching the Michael Bay one for the first time. They talk about Batman. And this one, they talk about Batman.
Yeah.
They cross over with Batman. But you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off. Just one more thing. I do know that they cross over with Daredevil a lot because Daredevil fights the foot, I think, or the hand. And then Ninja Turtles fight the foot or the hand, whatever. And like they're kind of like mixed with that.
Well, you can cross over anything now. Did you see John Cena on Scooby-Doo?
I saw John Cena on Apex Legends. No, it wasn't Apex. It was something else. I don't know. John Cena's everywhere right now.
Scooby-Doo, and it's a cartoon.
John Cena's in Mortal
This dude,
Kombat.
they're on the side of a cliff about to fall off. Out of nowhere, you just hear John Cena's song. He comes up and grabs
The song
boulder.
plays?
Yeah, and he grabs the boulder like Indiana Jones, and he throws it off.
Life.
And he just leaves.
So
they're like that, like pretty much. Like,
so Scooby-Doo and WWE just have like this like.
They're just cool.
Yeah, they have like multiple movies with them.
So like Ninja Turtles, they're probably just cool with DC and shit.
They're cool with
so
everybody. Everybody likes the Turtles. Even us, like we don't really know the Turtles.
They're kind of like. Could you say they're like Deadpool? Like, because Deadpool's with Marvel, but he still goes out of his way. And
he's definitely Marvel.
He says
though.
shit.
Like he's 100% Marvel. Turtles are not 100% nothing except Turtles.
I could have swore.
You could be right.
I don't know if it's it, but I could have swore they were like with Batman. Like they teamed up with Batman.
Oh, for sure.
Shit. Like,
yeah, they definitely have.
Because but
I was
surprised at all the shit they said. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Is like they did feel like real teenagers that just happen to be mutants and ninjas.
Yeah, they knew a lot of pop
Turtles.
culture.
So who was your favorite turtle?
Leonardo.
I don't know, because normally I just like Raph because it's red because he's red.
For one, he had more character because you see he's the leader. He tells on them, gets them in trouble for like a month.
He is the only one that has like his own arc, right? Because everybody else wants to be accepted.
He's like already. I feel like by part 2, the youngest ones are going to be his age, which is why I feel like he's a little older because he already likes April.
Yeah.
He was being a leader. He was telling on them, like trying to be responsible, and then he's like, "Screw it, let's go out and be Ninja Turtles."
I don't think
So
I feel
he kind of had the most character development. Even
For
at
sure.
the end, he actually became the leader. He was like, "You go wild, you freaking
yeah." That's what I'm saying. He actually did have his own arc.
And the rest of them were kind of like they just followed. But I think by the next one, when Shredder comes out, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the second one, Shredder's gonna do something and like make them all serious now. And then if you get the third one, that's when they're all older. You're the Ninja Turtles.
Can you imagine? Because this was my hope going into this one. Is I was hoping it had more of a little mature tone, like how Spider-Verse does.
Yeah,
it's definitely for kids, but it's definitely for adults as well.
It's on the Spider-Man route.
This one was leaned a little bit more towards kids, a little bit more. But I was gonna mention that to you. Like, I hope this eventually gets to a point where it is kind of like an anime tone.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about early Naruto, something like that, or like not bloody, but where it gets serious enough, but it's still for kids, right? So I hope it does go that route because how cool would it be if Raph in the next one, because he's the one that rushes into battle and like the fighter. Maybe the next one he's dealing with Shredder, and then he's
drop his ass.
He's gonna drop his ass. Yeah,
like, that's what they got the kids in this one, and then by the time the second one comes out,
those kids are gonna grow up a little.
They're a little older, and then you already got the turtle base. So then you freaking.
Yeah, and Seth Rogen.
We got a teaser of their car.
Yeah,
teaser of them driving in their little buggy or whatever it is.
And Seth Rogen has already shown that he can make a mature
Invincible or not Invincible. Invincible.
He's a producer on Invincible and The Boys. I think he has more hands on The Boys.
And the what is the one with Arseface and all that? It's
I know he did Lucifer. I think
it's like Probably.
They did Green Hornet.
I know people said he kind of sampled, like he tested shit out on that show. So then when the boys happened, it was like, all right, we mastered like our gruesome shit and all that.
Right.
But yeah. So I think the second one's gonna be more serious. I think they're on the freaking Spider-Man route. Like I said, you got all
the Spider-Verse route. Or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man route.
Okay.
The freaking Tom Holland.
Yeah, you start off in like high school and then you go up.
Yeah, we got the Turtles. They want to be in high school.
Girlfriend dies.
Yeah, we'll see. Like when Shredder comes, Shredder's gonna start learning them and shit. They know they're in the sewers already.
We've only seen the back of him, but he had a cool looking design.
When I first mentioned it, I was thinking, like just right now, I was like, I would like if Shredder like killed somebody so he can like be like, oh shit, like this dude's really
because like Spider-Verse, Uncle Aaron died. Like Kingpin killed Uncle. He killed Spider-Man in the beginning in the first like.
So has what's it called ever died? Has their dad ever died?
I'm sure.
Because he could kill him in this, and then it's like, oh shit, now you guys have no help.
Yeah.
Like this.
But it doesn't have to be all crazy and bloody and violent. Like Spider-Verse did it.
No, it could be a single.
But,
I mean, they're ninjas. It could be a single stab, just and then you just see a shadow. It doesn't have to be bloody or anything.
I was surprised they're actually like cutting people down. Yeah. Like there was no blood, but they were using their weapons.
They were slashing people. But now that all the mutants kind of live with them, Shredder could kind of take some of them out.
Take down Bebop and Rocksteady, the two big ones. Take down the big boys first, or take down Paul Rudd, Salamander guy, or Gecko guy.
Yeah,
since he's like he's going to be a fan favorite.
I mean, he did say his parts replaced, so I mean, they could if you forget that could come in handy part 2. You could cut him, and you'd be like, oh shit, he's dead,
right? And
then just grow it back, just so. But I'm hoping Shredder does, and I think he will. I think he's going to kick ass in the second one, and it's basically a setup for the second movie.
So,
which I'm not mad at because it was told good. Like Spider-Man 1, we didn't really see him swing. He fought Vulture. He probably whooped Vulture's ass now.
I was gonna play a little mini game. Like I was gonna have a drink. I don't have a drink right now, but I was gonna take a drink and reveal to you at the end every time you mentioned Spider-Verse. Surprisingly, you haven't. You've mentioned Spider-Man and how he is as a character, but you haven't.
Yeah, you've mentioned Spider-Verse.
I mentioned Spider-Verse like 2-3 times. Yeah, well, because I thought that's what you meant. Like. We're on the trajectory there because Miles grew up.
Spider-Verse is actually more serious than a lot of Spider-Mans right now, pretty much.
And
for what you said, and he killed Spider-Man right off the beginning. He killed Spider-Man. Then they killed his uncle. So he's been dealing with.
And now his dad's in trouble.
Yeah, now his dad's gonna die. Even though he's probably has more than a lot of the other Spider-Men. Yeah, his probably more serious. It's like a darker tone, pretty much. Because what's the third one? Like, shit.
We'll see. But final thoughts, any other moments we forgot to bring up?
Well, I mean, the No Diggity one's my favorite one.
No Diggity, that moment was really cool. I think my favorite moment is when at the end. 'Cause I like when movies end great, when everything wraps up, got a nice little bow.
Yeah.
So when the humans and the turtles are working together to take them down, that's when it hit for me. But Another notable scene for me is, I already mentioned it, but like when they had that look, when they looked at the teenagers like having fun and they want to be accepted.
Yeah. And
again, how it ends with them in high school, which I don't know if any Turtles thing has ever done that. Yeah. Like they're in high school, they're accepted.
They have.
It legit is Spider-Man now, except everybody knows that they're Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think they have been in high school before. And that's all I was saying. Like, I think we're gonna get to the.
Let's get a high school scene. Let's have Shredder fight them on like in gym class or something.
See, look at even
the potential's there. I'm excited.
Yeah, they like I said they could fight him at school like that. Like, I think he's gonna get more personal. Like he's like, I'm hunting you guys because they said call in. Like it was never that serious to call in Shredder for them. It seemed like, but I was surprised because I thought that lady was gonna end up being the good guy and be like. You have to be on the human side. Not the good guy. Like, she's bad to the turtles, but...
I thought we were going to team up with all the mutants and then take them down.
Yeah.
It didn't go that route, and as it wasn't going that route, I was like, okay, we're setting up Shredder.
Yeah, and then they call Shredder, so he comes from I don't know where, so he's basically here now.
Yeah, we don't know anything about Shredder, like origin or what his story's going to be.
Yeah.
But I think we both just want him to come kick ass. Yeah, let's make this a little more mature, just a little bit. Yeah. I'm not saying let's make it for adults now, but let's just make it...
They were 13, now they're 16.
More. Well, they're 15.
No, I'm just making up. Like,
okay, well, they're 15. Let's go to 18. How about that? Or 17.
No, yeah.
We can't go 18 yet.
That's too far, yeah.
Then someone's got to die.
Because
for sure.
let's say they go that story with this one, which I don't think they will, but that would be crazy as shit if they ended up going that story, because it's like we got to see him from when he was small.
And I do like how they all look. Are you talking about Mikey?
Yeah.
I do like how they all look young and everything. I complimented it on that, but I would like to see all of them now look like men.
Yeah.
So I would like to get there one day. I don't know if we will, because it's animation. It's a lot of work to do. At least I know the Spider-Verse is. I don't know anything about this one yet, but definitely inspired by Spider-Verse. I'm sure it's very tricky to get all this shit done. Puss in Boots it also had a similar art style. They all have like their own little touches on it, but definitely this new art style that people are using, it's very like, I don't know, it goes hand in hand with action or something, because Puss in Boots, the action there is really good. The action here was really good. So I love it. Let's get more. That's a good place to end it, I think.
Part 2.
7 out of 10. Oh, my bad. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I think it's safe to say
I like turtles.
We like turtles.
we like turtles. All right. Let's get the hell out of here. If you made it this far, you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit subscribe. Of course, I'm going to bug you guys. Like, subscribe, share, bell, everything. You already know what it is.
Apprentice, 100 videos.
100
100 videos, 100 likes. Oh, shit.
Until next time, peace out.